price because the lake added $20,000 value to it. And then we just make the same adjustment to the other lake home, and we're pretty much done. Was it this one? That doesn't look right.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he was on the lake. Windy Wood. Where are you, Windy Wood? Windy Wood, here you are. Did anyone notice any other major things we need to adjust for? So we pulled comps that were, we don't have a lot of adjustments because we pulled very similar comps. We went through the photos, they had nicely updated kitchens, they were similarly renovated. Now, if we could not find a good comp that was also updated, here's where we can make an adjustment for the kitchen. And that's where Kelly Sheet comes in. She gives values for like granite countertops and things like that. This community has a fair number of homes that are one-car garages instead of two-car garages. None of those came into play with this, but if one of those one-car garages came up, I would rather discount it, look for another two-car, than make an adjustment. Because the bottom line is, the less adjustments you have to make, the better your CMA is. But when you can't find an exactly comparable property, then you still have the ability to adjust within how many percent? 10%. 15% of the square footage, 10% of the square brackets.
Do you do this for buyers as well as sellers?
I don't do a CMA for a buyer. It's more the quick CMA for the buyer, just to show them the square footage price per square foot, what the homes are sold for, to make a reasonable offer. The CMA is more for the listing. And so that being done, I just go customize report. I have these by default. You can play with it. It throws in a whole lot of information. It's almost overkill. I pulled out several items. This is the standard one that I use at this point. It doesn't take very long. Knock on wood. If it does, I'll show you some other ones. There it is. All right. And that's it. That's your CMA. So it'll have your cover page, which should have our photo of our subject property, so they see their own home and their own name and their own address. If I hadn't pulled that photo, it would have a Google aerial map. Whoa, that's really big. How do you zoom? There we go. So subjects, your seller's name, picture of their home. There we go. There's the whole thing. And then the next page is going to be just a basic of what a CMA is. Then it's going to have your photo that you need to preload in there with the office address and the picture of where the office is. Great page to exclude if you have a lead on a listing that's far away. Because remember, you can pick what's in these and what's not. So if you get an opportunity to take a listing out in Leesburg, I dropped this page out of that CMA and I want to advertise, and my office is nowhere near there. When I had a listing in Claremont, I went in before I did the CMA and I put the Claremont office's address because they're in our group, right? So I show them my office nearby. So just things to think about there. It's got the subject property, the actives, the solds, so they can see the properties are all around them. It breaks it down by active, pending, and sold listings. And then it gives you a breakdown of the properties. It has a description from the MLS, the details of the square footage, and then a list of photos from each property. And then at the end it pulls some statistics from Zillow on